This is a 1998 John Deere 445 tractor. I have pulled the engine, tore it down because we have a failed camshaft gear. It's actually a common problem for any John Deere's. Around 1,000 hours on the engine this is going to happen. You can see the plastic, it has a plastic camshaft gear. They replaced this with a steel gear in the middle of 1998. So the symptoms will be your engine will freewheel. It sounds like it has no compression, like you have the spark plugs out. That's because the camshaft stays in one position as the crank spins. So your pistons will go up and down, but the valves will stay in one position. Usually one of the two on each side will be open, so it'll just basically either blow back through the carburetor or out the exhaust. And it'll sound like it just is freewheeling when you turn the starter over. It won't fire at all. The only damage I found, other than the gear failing, was it bent the push rods. So, tore it all down to see the parts. As you can see, there's essentially no sludge in the engine. Very clean engine. Cylinder walls are nearly perfect. Not a scratch on them. The pistons themselves are clean, no burn marks. So this engine's got probably at least 1,000, 2,000 more hours after this rebuild. Now we're looking at the selection of parts. Oil filter, new push rods, governor rod gears, tappets, gaskets, various gaskets, valve springs, head gaskets, valve cover gaskets, crankcase gasket. Basically replacing everything while I've got it open, and of course new camshaft. I finished cleaning up the gasket surfaces, scraping all the old gasket off, trying to make sure we don't have any oil leaks going after I've got this all cleaned up. Here's the new camshaft with the steel gear. There's the heads, cleaned up with new valve springs, water pump, and then all of the bolts that were removed. When you're cleaning things up, don't forget to remove the little oil filter screen or oil screen that's down in the bottom of the front case. This is actually where I found most of the teeth from the timing gear. They ended up down here in this little screen area. Here's the governor gear that's been replaced. And so what you want to do is make sure that when you spin it, it opens up. Okay, now that we have the intake manifold mounted, do the final torque on 23 to 28 Newton meters on these heads. I've already done them once, just going around one more time, just checking. Make sure they're all there. Okay, here we are. Got it buttoned up, got the intake manifolds on, adjusted the valves, Put the heads on, adjusted the valves. I only had one valve that was really out of tolerance by just a bit, so wasn't bad at all. Got it all cleaned up and ready to go back in. Alright, got this all back together now. Well, besides the body work, so let's give it a try. Last check of stuff. I think it's all back together. Drill pump came on. There it is, all back together, running smoothly.